we're live in a weird place again, back to back. We were just live moments ago, and we are live again. Season 5 finale, sponsored by the Hub Bike Lounge, where we are at this very moment. Scot Ripple co-hosting, and this season finale we have Lori and Austin from the Northwest Arkansas Community College Trail Tech program.
What's up?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Man, I was practicing this. I was practicing this one. I appreciate you guys coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah. So the trail program, the biggest question I have, I want to start off with this biggest one. This scene needs something like this, does it not?
It does. It's needed, and it was seen, and here we are.
Yeah.
So we're building it, and students are coming.
Yeah. So how long has the program been in existence?
So our first term was fall of 2024.
Okay.
Wow. So it was pretty quick. This is our first full year. We've completed a year. We're going into our first summer classes.
Yeah.
So just really exciting to have completers now. We actually have trail technicians on the ground. Like, they've been through the classes.
No
they're
way.
out there. They're working. They're in
I
jobs.
didn't know this.
Yeah. So it's really exciting.
Great. Yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and so, like, what kind of certifications are there? Like, this is kind of just like groundbreaking for me. I didn't even know, like, you got these courses that can get you certified. What are certifications?
Yeah, so we have 4 options.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go into more management, if you want to go into more community development, if you want to be a builder, literally, you just want to get the trail classes.
Right.
There's a lot of options. Our classes range from trail construction to maintenance and management, operations and regulations. You can learn how to weld. Austin's our welding instructor. He also teaches heavy equipment. He teaches small engine repair. So basically anything that you need to be prepared for being a trail builder or understanding the trail world, we give that to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it goes as in depth of just like land advocacy and different things like that, right?
For sure, yeah. So in our classes, you learn planning and design. You learn how to understand the property that you're working with, the managers of that property,
Sure.
all the NEPA and the things that go into just making sure that it's ready to build trails, and then the execution of the planning, designing, developing, and building the trail. So we throw it all at them. I mean, we really put students to the test.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think, oh, trail building, we just go out and we're going to dig in the dirt and just go anywhere. But there's a lot more behind the scenes that people don't know about, and the years of planning and money and zoning issues that you have to deal with a lot of times.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, I didn't even think about any of that. Like, just researching it, I was like, oh, wow, there's like so much more that does go into it that needs to be taught.
Yeah. Community awareness too, like explaining to the students how you get community buy-in, like how you find stakeholders, how you find investors, how you get stewards that are going to volunteer to maintain the trail after you build it.
Right.
They truly learn the ins and outs of all facets of trail building and how to be a trail manager and a community planner.
Well, I love that there is a technical program out there that's teaching heavy equipment operating. So, Austin, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like what's do you throw everybody on a machine and say, hey, give it a try?
Yeah. So we start off with just safety talks to begin with.
Oh yeah. As you should.
I believe though firsthand experience. Hands-on experience is the only way to learn.
Facts.
That being said, we do have 2 awesome heavy equipment simulators that students can hop on.
Really?
For control familiarization.
Wow.
It is a phenomenal resource.
I love this.
Yeah, so I can get students on virtual machines. They can understand the controls, the safety, how the machine works before they even hop onto it.
Wow.
That being said, as soon as I can get them to pass certain certifications on that simulator, I'm going to get them on machines as quickly as possible.
Yes.
And we're lucky we've got 3 different size mini excavators, skid steer, candy coms, different roller packers, plate packers. So I want them to understand, how to use all the different equipment, and the different size mini excavators are great because the controls do vary slightly. With different foot pedals, and hand controls, thumb controls. So them having this kind of versatile experience on all of this equipment, and not just how to use it, but how to work around it safely, because a lot of them might be hand crew for a long time, and understanding how to
to work around a
and
bucket.
Keep your head on a swivel, not only
Yes.
just working on the equipment, but around it.
That's
and then
right.
working together as a team.
For sure.
It's just so important.
Yeah, because I think working, like I've done heavy equipment operations, so I'm familiar with the area, and like the awareness is like a big thing. There's a huge machine that could kill you, working around you. Just be mindful of that. And I mean, when you see somebody that's really comfortable working around a machine, it scares other people
100%.
because they're like, whoa, 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 and you're like, I see it.
Exactly.
I know where he's going with that bucket, you know, or like like the pickup path or something like that. You see that repeatable thing, and you've taken note of that, and then now you're working around that.
That being said, that trust needs to be earned.
It absolutely does. I mean, I've seen some people get hit. They hit themselves in the head with the bucket, actually. You know, it's not usually the bucket operator in most cases. I feel like it's the ground person. They're like, they just like are doing some shovel stuff. They turn their head. Bang.
Yeah.
You know, it does happen.
Yeah.
But I like that you're teaching the safety behind that, because that is something that, like, you know, when you're hiring somebody, you don't always know if they are going to be safe.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
that's our goal, is when there's a company or anyone in the industry looking to hire a trail technician or a trail professional, our goal is that we've already given them the professional development that they need to get into an entry-level position. So
Right.
we're saving that company money. We're giving them a student that has been through the safety training, that understands
That's
the
amazing.
operational, you know, issues that can be involved with any facet of trail building. And here you are. Here's your packaged student that, you know, we've trained in all of these things, and we've given them a Sawyer certification.
Put a bow on.
We put a bow on them. We prep them. We also tell them it's hot, it's cold, it's
We'll
raining.
see you later.
All the things. You work outside now.
Yeah, right.
Sorry for
You were
it.
in the classroom. Now you're in the dirt.
Exactly.
I hope you wanted this.
And we do test our students. We take them outside. We take them outside when it's hot, when it's raining,
Right,
when it's
right.
cold. Like, we got in a literal deluge the other day. It was just pouring. We're running with tools, and we're like, this is trail building.
Yeah. I hope you liked what you signed up for.
Yeah, they got it.
No, that's great. So in this program, as you're building up the I guess your workforce, so to say, because I mean, I feel like it's like you build a crew of people. Do you guys go out and actually like work and build trails out in Northwest Arkansas?
Yeah. So we have a lot of program partners, and they have donated their property or, you know, partnered with us in a way that we are maintaining things that exist on their property. We worked at Kohler last term, and we maintained trails for them. And this most recent term, we worked at Adventure Church, and they had no trails, but they wanted to build trails for marginalized populations in the community.
Okay.
So they're hoping for adaptive trails. They're hoping for strider trails.
Yeah.
Things that members of their parish can walk. So we actually broke ground on the first trail with
cool.
our cohort this last term.
Okay.
So yeah,
That seems like a really good like trail type, or you know, to get started on.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-rounded.
Yeah, right, exactly. And also too, like, there's some challenges, you know, because it's like you said, like, you know, the customer has like a prerequisite, you know, so like, hey, trail builders, like, this is what we have to work within these confines, and then sometimes that would present something. I would think, like, you know, you said you want something that somebody could walk, but, you know, normally like a trail builder may see like expose a rock, and they're like, oh, it'd be sick if we could jump this or whatever, and like, no, we got to take this out because this trail is not for that.
Yes. I mean, we have to rein them in too. 'Cause,
Yeah,
we get that.
yeah.
You start to look at things and you're like, oh, but it's like, okay, remember our customer, remember the
Yes.
purpose,
Yeah.
the audience, who are we serving? We're not
Totally.
building for us.
That's right.
We're
I mean,
building
there's
for
definitely been
striders.
some very grandiose ideas that
Yeah.
students like, we're going to be able to drop in and
In a full
alternate
bridge.
line.
whoa,
Yeah.
guys, let's rein it in.
Yeah.
That's funny. So trail tight, like, we all know this in Northwest Arkansas. We got like dirt, rock, wood. Like that's basically
Steel.
the
There's
things
some
that there's some steel. There's some steel. Shout out Masterpiece. But then like so like bridge building. You guys teach that kind of stuff?
So it's on the horizon.
It is.
So
Okay.
we are, the program launched this last year with the set courses that were designed in the curriculum.
Okay.
And we have now a couple of ideas for adding more courses, and bridge
Okay.
building is one of them, woodworking basically.
Yeah.
We also want to do like a stoneworking class. So we're proposing
Hey.
that because it's an art of itself, and I mean, not everybody can build an amazing masterpiece
Oh,
like the castle
totally.
and
Yeah.
integrate steel and all the things. So yeah, we want to have those as options moving forward.
Yes.
But it takes a lot to get a new class proposed and to get the curriculum. This guy's our curriculum specialist,
There
so
we go.
like
Shout out.
it's his responsibility to
He's like,
build the curriculum. And so
So
it's a lot.
Is this like the first program of its kind? Or is it-
Essentially, yeah. This is the first credit program. So
Uh-huh.
this is the first time that a person can go to college and get a degree in trail building.
That is insane.
There are classes, all over that teach, basic maintenance, and they give you like small certificates for, completion of so many hours. But this is a degree. This funnels into associates programs. This funnels into landscape architecture and GIS specialties, and there's just lots of things that students can do with this, and they get credit for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. That's what I was gonna go to, but is it so you're like creating all the curriculum yourselves? I mean, and like how many people are involved in like say approving a curriculum, or is it just kind of all
Like
how
on
does
you.
this, how does this even work?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are so many partners that had to come together to create this program. American Trails, the PTBA, IMBA Europe, IMBA US, Dirt EU. The list goes on, and we have it all on our website if anyone's curious about the culmination of partners in this program. But all of these different organizations came together, and they settled on a trail competency framework. And that framework says, what do students need when they come out of these classes to be a certified trail technician, to be hireable, to be desirable in the industry? And from that framework, they busted it into a series of 8 classes, 5 being trail centric and 3 being specialty. And then Austin and I are building and executing those classes based on that framework. So a lot of people. It definitely wasn't us. We're not over here like, you got to do this.
Right.
It's a lot of professionals, a lot of people that have way more experience, and they know what they want to hire. They know what they need in a person, and we're getting that training to those people.
Is there like a specific like trail technician, but like specific areas of it? Like, for example, the old guy that wants a career change that doesn't really have a back to just sit here and dig all day.
He's digging his
Do you
questions.
have to go through that stuff to get? I mean, it's like you said, operations and stuff. Like, how do you get there?
Yeah, there's all of our degrees have a not backbreaking component, but a physically intense component of them. All of the paths, you've got to sit through construction. Like, you have to understand how construction works.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily say that you have to be out there digging your heart out through this class, but we want you to have the competencies moving forward. We do have a lot of career changers in our programs. For primarily, it's high school students that don't know what they want to do. They want to play outside. They've been mountain biking their whole life. It's career changers that are tired of being at a desk, and it's hobbyists that just want to know how to do it the right way. Those are kind of our 3 main people that we have in our classes, and some of them want to go into management, and they're like, I'm not going to dig in the dirt, but we have to get that competency down so that you can lead those people and you can understand what they need to be doing. So there's a component, but we're not gonna hurt anyone or take anybody off of their chair and say, like, you're doing 12 hours of labor today. It's safe and it's controlled.
That's taking notes.
Like, career change.
You can do it.
Find your immunization record.
Yeah.
That's my first thing.
The first thing. You were talking about like adding like a stonework program, which I think is really cool. I don't know if this is something that could be done, but one of the people that I think does that really well is and on an advocacy type level would be OORC, Ozark Off-Road Foundation. Or cyclist, sorry. They are always doing rock work, and I swear I like look at them like, you guys must be swole, because you're Kessler is just like rock armored the whole thing. At one point it's going to be just rock armor all the way up Kessler. I feel 100%. But they're really good at just working with what's there, because they don't really they're never bringing in dirt. They're never bringing in machines. So do you guys ever talk about like the differences in those two, like building disciplines, I guess you'd say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge component of trail building, and just understanding like whether or not you need to stage materials and how to do that logistically can be a kind of a nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also like finding, borrow pits and
Yep.
how to do that properly without,
Yes.
making huge, environmental degradation. So that's a big thing that we talk about.
Oh, no, that's great. So like working with nature as well, I'm sure that's, in the program.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We also, to speak to the material, we go through the benefits of natural versus import. So understanding when we should use natural versus when it's probably better to import.
Thank you for teaching that.
Yeah. And
Yes.
also, if you are importing, where are you importing from? What is the best imported material?
Right.
We even talk about soil additives. We talk about composite materials. We go through all of it so that they work with their land manager to know what are their goals, what's the budget, because importing is a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Rock work's a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Unless it grows in Arkansas. But we go through all that, so they're prepared to choose the material, to understand how to choose the material.
Budget seems like maybe not probably one of the biggest.
It is definitely
if not the biggest. Okay, thank you. So like that to me, I do a lot of client work, and I feel like that, working with a budget and maximizing that budget is one of the biggest things to do. And in that, I think probably, and I'm just guessing that this would come into play, is how you would balance that between labor, machine ordering, materials, stuff like that, but then also meeting that expectation. So it's I can totally see why this needs to be taught.
Yes.
It's
very easy to get in a pinch. I managed Kohler for a long time, and previous to that, I managed Two Rivers Bike Park, and budget was always, people just assume oh, you live in the land of, money, you've got it, but it's operationally, Kohler is very expensive to run. Places like Two Rivers Bike Park, very expensive to run. So understanding how to budget and how to outfit your crew and how to make sure that things are maintained. They get all of that in our maintenance and management class.
Right.
So we take it all the way down to having them prepare the budget and then tell me what you're spending it on and justify it. And so they get that real world experience too.
Nice. So it's it's not only you're on some spreadsheets as well.
Yeah, and they hate it because we're outside
it's not dirt work.
People,
yeah,
right. I hate it. I don't know about you, but I just they look at it and they're like, why? And they also have to present in class, and that was another thing that I think trail students are like.
Oh, I gotta talk.
What?
You want me to talk?
Yeah, but you might be asking for a grant. You might be asking for acquisition. You gotta know
there
how
might
to
be
talk to
somebody
people.
who they have a hidden skill set they didn't know that they had, and once you push them into that thing, they're like, oh wait, maybe I could be the client wrangler, I'm the person that the client's contacting, and not the guy that works on the machine that really doesn't want to talk to anybody.
And we're also breaking that ceiling of people just thinking trail builders are just dirt heads. They're educated. We put them through it, and we make them work for it and understand why, and they're coming out of it trail professionals.
Gotcha.
So that's the goal. Yeah,
that's cool.
That is cool.
What about fitness? Because I mean, it's not easy to work in the dirt and work with rocks. I mean, do you guys ever talk about that in it?
Keeping in shape, I definitely always like to promote stretching.
There we go.
And after trail work,
Good
I
call.
think that is something
call.
After the age of 25, I was thinking,
Just
this is probably
have to.
something I can't just jump into anymore.
Yeah.
It's harder to roll out of bed in the mornings.
That's right.
Yeah, and I mean, in our safety components, we also go through what to pack, what to take, water, hydration. Are you remote? Are you next to your car? We always are having to remind our students to drink water. I feel like that's the number one thing. So taking care of their nutrition and hydration, but then also taking care of their body. And our students range from I think our youngest was 15 or 16 last term, and all the way up into almost 60. So the range of students we have also.
That's wild.
So it's we're taking care of all walks of people and all abilities too.
I like that.
So you can enroll in the program that young?
Yep, in high school. Yep, we have programs that allow the students to be in school and getting college credit at the same time.
Oh, right, because that's the community college is kind of not, I won't say built off that, but like the community college like mindset is that you can
It's
work on it.
accessible.
It's through high school.
Yeah.
So like you move into that as you grow yourself. You're like, hey, I'm in high school, but I know where I'm going,
Yes.
and I'm gonna go work with this, and I'm gonna learn this afterwards. So I think big shout out to Northwest Arkansas Community College, because they've been doing that for a while in other disciplines, not just in this.
Yes.
So I do want to like at least highlight that.
Yeah.
What about the bicycle tech program? How does that tie in with this? Are you guys like? Is it like are you guys like next door to each other?
Literally next
literally?
door.
Okay.
We're roommates.
Roommates.
We
Okay.
like share walls.
Okay.
They get to listen to us weld all the time.
Or ask for some weld help.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes they come over. We borrow things. There's
There
an
you go.
exchange. But yeah, the bike technician program. This is the 5th year for them. This will
Okay.
be our
I
2nd
thought-
year, and
okay.
it's their 5th year.
Got it.
So they're a little further ahead in their journey, but they do go hand in hand. We've had 3 students that have done both programs, so they see the benefit to like being a bike steward and a trail steward.
Yeah.
But their focus is bicycle mechanics, like how to work in a bike shop, how to work on e-bike motors, like I can't even speak to it. I'm not the bike. I ride one.
Yeah,
but
ride one.
I don't work. My husband does that. He's probably laughing at me right now. But bike tech is everything bike, and preparing the student for the customer experience and the budgeting and running a shop and becoming an entrepreneur and all those things.
Right.
Whereas we're like on the dirt side of it, build the trail that the people ride the bikes on, and so they go hand in hand. We're in the same building. Classes don't overlap. There's no, we don't have any bike classes in our program. They don't have any trail classes.
But it's probably more like induction by proxy.
Yeah.
Like it's like, hey, what are you guys? What are you
what
building over there? What are you doing over there?
Their students creep over all the time.
Yeah.
We have one of their students currently, Jerry. And like, he's always over. I'm like, why are you over here? Oh yeah, you're one of ours too. We love Jerry. He's the best.
Well, he saw us using heavy equipment. He's like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, there we go.
So there's lots of overlap, and
that's cool.
Yeah, we love to encourage the students to take the other program when they can. And,
very cool.
How long is the program?
So we just came out of a 12-week term, and we're moving to 16 weeks because Austin and I felt really passionately that 16 weeks would be better because we get 4 extra days of in the field training.
Oh, okay,
so, 12 weeks, we just were like, there's not enough time outside. Like, we got to get outside more because you get through all the lecture and all the application, and then you get outside, and it's like, oh my gosh, we've only got 3 weeks left. So we upped it to 16 weeks to get that real-world application.
Oh, wow. Which I think is more, it's not, I wouldn't say more valid. It just, I think you teach the stuff in the classroom, and it's like, okay, let's go apply it now. And I think that's, I wouldn't say more important. It's just, it's as important. It's like they go one and the same, yin and yang, you know? Like,
and it's the fun stuff. It's what the students want. Like, we got outside finally and got to building, and they were just like, oh my gosh, like, we can't do another day. Can we stay some extra hours? Like, they just want to see it complete.
Because it's the fruit.
It's the
fruit.
Yeah. And they want the hours in the machines.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm like I said, like tactile learning.
Yes. Yeah.
Just, I think, especially in a tactile field, it's the only way to truly understand how to do it. And then there's so many different tools that you can utilize in this, and like how to use them properly and safely, and even just like body dynamics with like using a McLeod or a Roco, and just like how to swing properly. Because I've seen a lot of people on volunteer work days, and like they have no idea what they're there, they're passionate, they want to do it. But like, you are gonna wear yourself out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, slow down. Yeah.
Well, and then there's like that balance too of like what you should do by hand and what you should do with the machine.
Yeah.
You know, and understanding like, hey guys, you're breaking your back. We're gonna grab the machine and do that part.
Yeah.
Like, this is where you stop that part, and this is where you start the other or whatever.
Have you been a trail builder before? I don't. You seem like you know a lot about the
I worked construction, and I think I think that, like you said,
very similar.
There's similar, and it's like there's like an end goal. Like you start with like nothing, and you're like, I gotta figure out how to make this something. And then I think the other thing about machines, and it was probably one of the first things that being a mountain biker and then seeing trails I thought about was like, okay, how'd they get the machine in?
Yeah.
And where'd you come in at? I'm looking around like, okay,
for the damage.
I think that maybe they came from up there and then they cleaned it up
or
whatever. They lowered it
like
with a helicopter.
Yeah. You drop your excavator.
But then there's like, that was another thing was excavator size. So like the baby X's are like, that's what is best for trail building. But that doesn't mean that large scale excavators aren't needed.
For sure.
Or you're talking about like roller packers and stuff like that. Like, okay, my geek question: how many? What size machines? You're talking about different size machines. Like, what size machines are you guys working with?
Oh man.
So we have a U10 mini excavator,
Yep.
a U17,
Yep.
And a U27.
Yep, and we just ordered a
that's good.
35.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
We wanted to get a KX, but Springdale Tractor, they're an amazing partner to us. And they were
Shout
like,
out Springdale
KX,
Tractor.
maybe not go for the U35. Like, they talked us down a bit. I'm like, this guy's talking us out of his
He's
commission.
talking some money, yeah.
But he cared enough about the program to be like, you're not going to have the turning. You know,
Yes,
it's just, you know,
right.
Go for the U35. So
That's a
we've got
good
that.
point. That's
Yeah.
a good point. While we're on it, Springdale Tractor. Shout out, like, the entire industry
Yeah.
of Northwest Arkansas mountain biking has them to thank.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
They
case
are.
in point.
Shout out on that hat right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you wrote that. Yeah.
Product placement.
Not intentionally.
Yeah,
I just
right.
love this hat.
But yeah, man, like I everywhere I see a machine, it's a Springdale Tractor.
Yeah.
And you know, I know it's Kubota and people can have some things to say about Kubota or whatever, but the fact that there is a tractor company out there willing to support mountain biking on a grand scale, that's great. Are they like a sponsor of the program or something like
They're
that?
a partner.
Partner? Okay.
So, you know, we purchase our machines, but like they give us troves of labor and time, and they come and they guest
So
speak.
awesome.
I mean, essentially they are a sponsor. Like, we don't have anything formalized in that
Yeah.
sense, but like we look at them in that way because they
This
are
is
just so
insane.
gracious. They give us time and
It's
energy
insane.
and-
Yeah, I mean they're so awesome to work with. I mean, anytime, you know, I'm doing a heavy equipment class, but I like want to go more in depth on the maintenance of machines and whatnot, they'll always volunteer to send somebody out, or if we need to move equipment
This is so
logistically,
crazy. Yeah.
they'll be there at the drop of a hat. It's amazing.
I mean, there's not many businesses as a whole that would go that in depth to help their not just like their clients, but like the scene that's supported.
Yeah.
You know, there's got to be somebody riding in that company, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of them ride.
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
And they get it. And
I knew there was something.
yeah, and my favorite meetings with them are when we sit down and we're like, what are the builders buying? Give it to us.
Oh,
like,
nice.
just tell
Good
us
call.
what did you sell to Rock Solid last week? What did you sell to
Yeah.
Rogue? Like, we need it, you know, because we need our students to have
train
been
on that.
exposed to it, so
Yeah.
that they're more,
Right.
hireable. So,
I love that.
yeah,
I love that.
and they love that. It's, you know.
Yeah, right. I mean, for them, it's like it's more business. You
Yeah.
know, like I see them like, hey, the more people know about our company and the support that we give, you know, that's work down the road.
Yeah, and
That's
we
what
got the
I'm
Trail
talking about.
Edition stickers that they put on the back
What?
of the equipments. Yeah, they like already have the sticker on there when they deliver it. It says Trail Edition on the back, so you know it's like Kubota in the wild.
That's
We're
great.
digging with this machine.
That's
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
So you complete the program, you get your certificates. Like where does a student go from there?
Yeah. So through the program, depending on what track the student is on, they'll do an internship, or they'll do potentially an apprenticeship in the coming years, because we will have an apprenticeship program that's still being developed. So they're already getting industry exposure, but through the program, we're also helping them make connections. So I've written loads of recommendation letters to our students this year already for potential positions, or like AmeriCorps, or
very
like
cool.
just different things that they're wanting to do professionally. So through the program, we talk to them, like, what do you want to do? I mean, there's so few students right now, just because it's a new program, that we really get the opportunity to like intimately know like what our students want out of their career and what they're looking for.
Right.
Sure.
And we invite industry professionals to panel and to talk to the students, so that the students get to ask industry professionals also, like, what did you do? What certification should I be seeking?
Right.
You know, what am I needing to do to be more hireable to your company? So we really give them all the opportunities we can. But yeah,
Is there any other programs after yours, like to acquire more certificates, or it's pretty much your program. We got you ready to go out into the workforce and find a career.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it depends. Like, if you want to be a GIS specialist, there's a lot of math and
right.
science.
Yeah,
that you're in
absolutely.
your future. If you want to be
Yeah.
a landscape architect, you're probably getting an associate's in construction technology, and you're going to U of A, and you're doing landscape architecture. So there's
Right.
layers depending on what level. If you want to work in the trail industry as a builder or as a manager or a foreman, or you want to start your own business, like, we've set you up for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
We also do Sawyer certification and wilderness first aid. So we're preparing students with certifications that most employers would be looking for also.
Okay.
So continuing trail education, there really isn't a lot. You go out and you get it on the job now. We've
Right.
set you up for that.
Yeah.
If you're doing something niche in the industry, there's more education.
Okay.
So yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
How many people, when they come in, are not prepared?
I mean,
Everyone.
I feel like every class I ever took in my life, I went in like, what am I doing here?
Right.
No, I mean, most of them have had experience.
Some background.
and
That's what I was
they have
thinking.
a reason to
Yeah.
be there. I think we only had one student that was like, I saw trail and I like to be outside. But that's happened one time.
Okay.
Everyone
Yeah.
else is either an avid mountain biker, an avid volunteer for FAST, or a career changer that
Sure.
did a lot of volunteering and was like, that's way more fun, or people that are
right.
actively working in the industry already and they're trying to upskill. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah, most of them are pretty prepared.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's been like,
This
holy crap.
isn't. What did I sign myself up for?
Yeah.
I will say that the overwhelming theme, though, is like people that want to work outside to
Yeah.
some capacity.
Right.
That is who we get.
No,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I mean, I think that when I think about, like, you brought up landscaping earlier, like I have this, like, I feel like it's like an AI vision almost. That's like landscaped, like pristine landscaping around trails, and it's just like all this like manicured stuff, and then like I feel like that we're gonna start to see more people take more of those positions and say like, hey, I have more than just trail building skills. Like I have like landscape architecture skills, and maybe I can put both of those together to do something with a company.
oh yeah, I mean, Bentonville is like the best pilot for that. Like, it's an
Sure.
art-centric town,
Yeah.
and like we're putting more into like the way things look and the artsy side of it. So like,
There we go.
Why not use that as an opportunity to like build a portfolio on
I'm
like
glad
how we
you're
can
doing
make
that. Yeah.
trails look more pretty.
Make it look cooler. Yeah.
I mean, they already look cool. But
They do. Yeah. For us.
Yeah, but
We're
it-
just
Yeah.
that is something that we teach, especially in planning design, is just like the evolution of trails. And
Yeah.
and,
Oh, cool.
I get that. We are teaching trail building and the sustainability of it, but we're also in this area where there's 500 plus miles of trail, and there's
Yeah,
continually
right.
more being added,
Absolutely.
and there's more trail
Absolutely.
than we'd ever possibly like have a full-time crew to maintain.
Right.
So
right.
getting these students into that maintain mindset and how to evolve these trails
Mhm.
into better sustainability and to adding features that are going to last longer and stay better. Like that is this whole mindset of like just teaching them that just think proactively and for the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be innovative too. Like, if you got an idea, this is the best place to try it. Bentonville,
Right.
we
That's a good point.
love to incubate ideas.
Yeah. I
Try
mean, I
it.
feel like a program like this is best suited. Like this is probably one of the best places to start a program like this. I feel like, we were just talking with Annika earlier that there were some people from Japan that came and visited to just kind of absorb what was going on in Bentonville. And I feel like that after time, I don't know if this has happened yet, but I feel like programs or education networks might start reaching out to you guys and saying like, hey, how do we get one of these programs? What are you guys
Happening.
doing over there?
Yeah, it's happening.
That's
It's already happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
I
imagine.
love it. Because it's like I said eventually, just because it's such a fresh program.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that you're getting that call now, but wait 5 years.
Right.
How viral the program gets to other education networks that could implement something like this.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
And I feel like in a town like Bentonville, everyone kind of expected it to just like explode right away. Like, oh my gosh, we have all these mountain bikers here. You're going to have busting at the seams with students, but there's still just this, like, we're getting the word out, we're getting it started. Like, people want to see, like,
organic.
The success of, like, you don't buy the first iPhone, right? Like, you buy, like, the 5th iPhone. So it's like, so the students are coming, the understanding is coming, we're getting it out there. And, it's been great to have smaller class sizes, but it's growing, and it will grow to the point where we're gonna need more people, more stuff. Well, I'm kind of like looking forward to like riding a trail that you guys curate. Oh yeah.
You know, like that for like top to bottom, it's all you guys and the whole crew that you guys you know, teach and train. Because I just want to like see like the fruit of the labor. You know, so like, is there any plans like working with Northwest Arkansas to get like a trail that's like, I don't know, like named after you guys or something like that?
Oz Bike Park.
That's
not
let's go.
That's just me putting my wish into the universe.
Sure.
I would love to be able to see that to come to fruition. We've had conversations about having our students out at the bike park to do. They toured. Austin took them out there, and they got to work with the Gravity Logic guys and understand like what's happening there.
Oh, cool. I mean, can we elaborate on that? Like how that went?
Oh, I mean, such a phenomenal behind the scenes tour, which I don't know how much.
Also, what can we say?
What can we say?
But I will say, from what I saw, I'm absolutely blown away. And just to see the progression that they have made in such a short amount of time, blew me away. Blew the students away, and just seeing, you know, the possibilities, especially for like what's around here. Like I think a lot of people didn't think some of the kind of things they're adding into that park were going to be feasible, and I think there's some really cool things to be seen there.
Well, that was very mystic, and we'll keep it at that. But it's like I do know that like pushing the boundaries is something that students need to see. Like they need to see like, okay, you know, we talked about like the super green trail that is going to be the, you know, walking trail too. But it's like, what's the extreme stuff? Can we like, you know, let's push it to the extreme, and getting to work with Gravity Logic. I mean, that sounds insane. I mean, like they come from, you know, the area of legends. And so like, you know, bringing that their kind of their knowledge base over, and then talking with you guys.
I mean, just listening to the questions they had and picking those guys' brains was awesome.
That is very cool.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be building something or maintaining something or having an impact in the park. I mean, it's Oz Bike Park, so I can't see that eventually the program won't have something. We just don't have it in the works yet.
Well, Oz Bike Park, if you're listening, come on, let's do this.
They're more than they're so happy to work with us.
I bet.
I mean, we're already sending students like their way, like, hey, when you're ready to hire your crew and your managers and your people that are going to be out here, like we've got the students that are interested. So we're definitely working on things like that. So the building of the trail though, like I'm sure they got to get the bike park off the ground, and then
sure. So coming from, you know, you're growing these students up, and then they're going to go off and work somewhere. Where, like, are there any of the local companies that they're like are pulling from the talent pool?
Pulling from the talent pool
of your talent pool.
I was like, we're pulling from theirs. Like,
no. But I mean, like you're training a new talent pool. So like, are there any the local companies that are like looking at what you know, the people you're building, and like, hey, can we see some resumes or something?
Definitely. Like Rock Solid is a huge supporter of the program. They're likely going to come on as an apprenticeship partner, and they have been like with us through the beginning. Progressive Trail Design, also Rogue Trails, like they're all attending our built meetings and our advisory meetings and telling us, you know, what they need in people. So we've had interns, like our students that have interned with those companies already too. Right. So they're definitely looking at what we've got going on.
I'm pretty sure actually Rock Solid is having an apprenticeship meeting today.
I think it's like right now. That's probably why they're not watching right now.
We'll give you a free pass.
Probably like fine tune the program too, like what their needs are.
Right. Totally. That is a good point.
Yep.
I mean, I knew that when the boom of Bentonville trail building was coming, that there was going to be stuff behind it. You know, trail building companies, Springdale Tractor, like machines supply. What about like trail tools? Do you guys have any like trail tool partners?
Well, officially Trail Tool partners, no,
Okay.
but we have some
You should.
favorites. Yeah, we
It should.
Austin's been
Yeah.
looking at these
Yeah.
collapsible toys, like foaming at the mouth.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like, yeah.
Right.
We're definitely going to be reaching out.
Okay.
We've got some favorites, but a partner would be great. So yeah, if
Okay,
anybody's
cool.
watching.
Is there somebody we need to send an email to?
Yeah,
Send
yeah.
send some clips to?
Send them.
We
Trail
will.
boss.
Trail boss.
Trail
Yeah,
boss. Rogue. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's because like that's another thing that grows in as this industry grows, like the tools, behind it grow. And like I think that's something that we're going to start to see more evolution of as time goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, speaking of tools, Austin did a final for his welding class, and he made the students create their own trail tool. You tell
No
me.
way.
Yeah, so I mean, I like to have creativity in class.
Sure.
And when it comes to trail building and like how does welding tie into that? I mean, not only just with infrastructure, but with a lot of, tool repair. And I thought, what a cool idea to like build your own tool.
Yeah.
So come up with an idea of like what you want that tool to do. I mean, whether or not it's like for rock prying or, whatever you want, just digging in the dirt somehow, whether it be your own homemade McLeod or saw or axe,
Sure.
and so they got to design and then build their own tool, and then they're in their final. It's kind of like a forged in fire, like you got to go out and test your tool.
Were there any that like failed miserably?
No, everybody passed.
Yeah,
So,
I love
some
it.
of the tools looked crazy and were way too heavy, but it was still like a cool
Oh,
experience.
right.
But it was still a cool experience to
But
see.
then that's also like, okay, take this one back to the drawing board because you can't lift it.
But I love having that creativity, and then this semester in that class, I gave them the options like you guys could either build a trail tool, or we could work as a team and build actual trail infrastructure. So they actually built a piece of like kind of a ramp jump on our trail that we just started building on campus. So.
Oh, trail on campus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably should have led with that.
Probably, yeah. What's going on here? Where is it on like NWACC campus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So NWACC has a really beautiful master plan coming in the future. So there will be a lot of changes to campus, but they gave us the privilege of building a trail that connects the Missouri-Arkansas Greenway to Water Tower Road, and it goes right by our building because the Cycling and Trails Education Center is kind of like in the center of campus. So this trail just meanders by our building, and our students we built it on Earth Day with a lot of volunteers from around the community, and they'll be maintaining it through the future terms until the master plan calls for the changes, because I mean it's going to be like campus wide crazy. So our trail might go away, but
there's a lot of buildings that are going to be packed in again.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But
I see.
As trails evolve, they change.
Yeah.
They can be moved around. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of times, I mean, it is unfortunate, but sometimes like your favorite trail section might leave.
Yeah.
Because of rezoning or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's something that you have to deal with in trail. But like you said, it's like a new one will pop up.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't go here anymore. It's gonna go around.
Yeah.
But I kind of think of what is that trail that is in? Do you guys know Fitzgerald?
Mm-hmm.
And there's like I think it was Jagged Axe built a trail that goes around the back side of it. And it was just kind of like it went up to like another parking water tower and goes down to the jump area. I can't remember what the trail's called.
Some people go to rock climb too.
Yes. Yeah.
Coyote Cave?
No, well, Coyote Cave is one of them. You're right. Coyote Cave is the one that people climb. That one's on the older side, but it's on the newer side.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I just think about like it was like they needed a connector, and sometimes I think that's like building for the purpose. You're like, hey, man, we're not building anything glamorous today. We're just connecting some trails, but we can have some fun along the way.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that you even get to like talk that stuff.
Yeah, it was a good exercise for them to understand short-term planning. So we're not going to go over the top. We're going to budget this in a way that we know it's going to be torn down in a couple of years. So
that makes sense.
It was a whole exercise for them.
I get you. Yeah. That makes total sense, because I can imagine that I think we started the show out with the evolution. It's like that's kind of, I feel like that's a good overarching like theme for this is like you build trails, but trails evolve.
Yeah, for sure.
And teaching that as like an ethos is probably like a cornerstone almost of the program.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked to have the trail right in our backyard too, because I mean, what a great resource just to have for taking students right out, and I can actually say like, oh hey, here's a like here's the grade that you want the trail to be.
Sure.
Here's the feature, and
Right.
here's how this water is going to affect the trail now. So I can't just I don't want to have to showcase everything on a PowerPoint every day. Like, hey, let's get out there.
Totally.
Now.
Yeah. Let's walk
Let's
outside.
get the
Field
clinometers
day.
out. Let's look at this.
And when we tour potential
Right.
students, we're
That
like,
makes
look
sense.
at what we built. And they're like, yes.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're wrapping on our time. It's Bike Fest weekend.
Yes.
Is there anything that you guys are involved in for Bike Fest weekend?
We have a booth out there all weekend.
There we
Yeah,
go.
we'll be talking to potential students, talking to community members. Awareness, like, really
Sure.
is the goal, and just being sportive and being out there.
Very cool.
Yeah, you'll
Hope
see
the
us.
rain
Yeah.
holds off. a little
That's
bit.
right.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys get a chance to go to the Bike Fest,
Stop by the tent.
Stop by
Yeah.
the tent.
Stop by the
get some
tent.
info.
And then how would if somebody was looking to join the program, where would they go?
Yeah, so NWACC.edu/trailtech
Okay.
will take you specifically to our program.
Yep.
Also, if you're just curious about what our program offers, but you're not ready to like do accredited program, we offer community classes. So literally just members of the community can come and take a 1-day 4-hour class. Austin's
Very
doing
cool.
a welding class on June 7th
Oh,
from
dude.
8 to noon. We also have kids summer camps. So like if you want your kids to start to understand trail building and bike mechanics and things like that,
Yeah.
we do kids summer camp. So our first
Very
one's
cool.
The second week of June.
We will
So
wear them out for you.
we will.
Okay.
We'll
Oh,
send
neat.
them home exhausted.
I can help with that.
Dirty.
I think
in
I
the
can,
most fun way possible.
yeah, yeah. So we have a lot of things.
Very
just
cool.
Start there, and also Instagram, Facebook, obviously.
Man, that's awesome. Well, I mean, you got my ears perked on the welding, open welding class because I
We'll
don't know how
sign
to
you
weld,
up.
and
We'll
I'm
sign-
down.
Well, you should come.
I'm
Yeah,
down. I mean, it's.
don't either. Let's go.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
tough. Like metal's one of those things that I've always been so scared of, and it's
Mhm.
like to know that I can just swing by and get taught by Austin.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
go.
4 hours.
All right. Well, man, I appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in this early morning show, and thanks to the Hub for having us. It's been great.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you,
Super
guys.
cool
Pleasure.
stuff.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, and thanks for everybody watching, and we got more shows to come. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.